This isn't about fixing a problem, it's about deciding that one never gets the chance to exist. Cars like this were built at a moment we're never going back to. Big engines, big power, big excess and engineering that assumed they were going to be used. But time doesn't care how good a car is. 13 winters, road salt, heat cycles and real miles quietly do their work. Well, nobody knows. So today isn't about making something better than new, it's about preserving what's already here, so this car can still be experienced properly years from now. Because future classics don't survive by accident, they survive because someone chose to look after them. Welcome back to United by Cars. This is a bit of a one-off special, though it does touch on something we'll come back to later in our forthcoming Peak Car series. It's also our first video of 2026, so Happy New Year. January is always a bit of a thin month for content for cars. The weather's usually foul, everything's covered in salt, and this year I managed to miss Bicester Scramble and pick up a fairly horrendous cold for good measure. So post-Christmas and thoughts turn to winter use for the car and what salt actually does to it over time. I've seen underneath Katie a couple of times since we bought her. Once when we did the brakes and again when the limited slip diff went in. From what I could see, she was in very good condition, but a lot of the important metalwork lives behind these covers. You don't really know what's going on until everything comes off. What I wanted was confidence that we can actually use this car through winter without constantly worrying about what's happening down in the nether regions. I still don't like salt, it gets on everything, exhausts, brakes, suspension. You can't protect all of that, but you can protect the structure of the car. By the time they made Katie, Mercedes had learned some of the hard lessons. Body protection in the early 2000s wasn't all that good. But by the 2010s, it was very good. And when we started taking covers off Katie, the condition underneath was genuinely remarkable, very close to how she would have left the factory. But if this car is going to be a survivor 20, 30, 40 years from now, that's not going to happen by accident. This is about preservation, making sure we can use Katie properly, even in the winter, without quietly shortening her future every time the roads are white with salt. Which brings us neatly to today's entirely mature and grown-up episode title, Waxing Katie's Trussocks. Now, trussocks in this context is a very general term. We're talking about her nether regions here, the bits nobody normally sees, the horrendosities. To get wax where it actually matters, the first job is removing Katie's underwear. All of the covers, shields, modesty panels that hide whatever's really going on underneath. It's not glamorous. It's not pretty. But this is where longevity lives. Behind the scenes, out of sight, doing the uncelebrated work. So before anything comes off, before anything gets treated, let's get her in the air and have a proper look underneath. Because there's no point in talking about preservation until you've actually seen what you're dealing with.
Yeah. And of course, part of the corrosion treatment for these would have been a wax injection into all the voids and bits and pieces, and so we're topping that up really. I mean, that was 13 years ago. And although the corrosion protection had learned their lesson from the turn of the century, where they went through a few years where Mercedes corrosion was, well, it was doing very well there, corrosion. But yeah, I mean that was.
I think they went through a period with the rear subframes, didn't they? Had to do a bit of recall.
Yeah.
Yeah, for the most part, yours is pretty good. If we can get on top of it now.
Yeah. And this is it. And you know, if you never take it out during the winter, then you don't need to worry too much about it. But this is my daily kind of thing. Not that I've taken it out much during January because of the state of the roads and everything, and hence my call to you to get this treated. What is that?
It's a little bit coming through, but it's just got underneath the paint and started pushing some of the paint away.
Yeah, and there's a screw through that, isn't there?
It'd be a stud, so maybe a similar model, potentially on this model, it'd have had like a cover.
All right.
That's the cover.
Oh, so you think it's missing a cover at the rear here then?
My knowledge of these isn't amazing. I wouldn't know if that did or didn't come with one, but yeah, that's kind of your fixings there. Just threads a little nut up onto it. So maybe at some point it did. Maybe it's just the same sort of floor plan they use on all the Mercs.
Indeed, this is. And it's an E-class floor plan, but
Not too bad at all. The panel B, take the wheels off, take the arch liners out, take under tray, see if we can pull these down.
yeah.
They should come off okay. And obviously we're going to be able to treat all underneath there, over the middle, on the other side. And obviously as much around the engine, front subframe as we can. And the back, we'll take these off. And potentially these, if they're going to come off okay without sort of breaking the clips.
Yeah.
And then again, getting as much treated as we can.
Perfect. And officially this stuff's good for 4 or 5 years, whereas in reality 40 years down the line you'll find that there are cars surviving and you look into it and
yeah, we've
the
got
Waxoyl
3 to 5 years on ours as sort of a lifetime of it, but yeah, like you say, there's going to be areas perhaps at the back
once you've sprayed it underneath those trays and it never gets washed through the water or
seen
anything.
away. So, yeah. Areas like that you'd expect it to last for a lot longer than see this lowest point here.
Yeah.
Perhaps we put a bit on the diff, it's going to be sort of weathered away quicker than the areas underneath. Do you have a preference for black or clear Waxoyl?
Let's go clear so that we. I take it that gives you a better indication of what's underneath.
Yeah, obviously the black is quite thick. It's going to go on. It's going to be black, and ultimately it's just going to hide everything.
Yeah.
The clear we're going to be able to put on. It will be a little bit thick, and it's not perfectly clear. Just sort of a slight orangey brown hue to it.
Yeah.
But you're still going to be able to identify and see through it ultimately.
Yeah, I'd rather be able to see what's there rather than just apart from anything else. The more cynical amongst us might look at the coated in black and go, oh yeah, it was perfect under there, was it? Yeah, I'm sure.
We're trying to avoid that the best we can.
Oh. And how long do you reckon this job will take you then?
Well, I will strip it down today. I aim to wash it today, and then it can sort of drip dry. I'll blow the worst of the moisture out over like this evening, and then tomorrow we can start masking up and then getting the coating on there. And if we can look at collecting sort of Thursday, give it the Waxoyl just a little bit of time to go off.
It's amazing what they hide behind the plastic, isn't it?
Yeah, a lot. Do get trapped, especially sort of down in these corners. Places like this and sills.
Yeah. places it's essential to get a bit of... The seam sealer looks pretty good on it though, doesn't it?
Yeah, a lot of it looks like it's in good condition. I think they're a lot better at waxing the cars from factory now.
Yeah.
You tend to see sort of little drips of wax coming out of places.
And that's what we've got to watch, isn't it? Because over time it does tend to degrade and run and flow and move about
We'll
a bit.
lose it over time. Yeah, it'd be sort of sat between two panels that are pressed or welded together, so it's
Yeah.
hard to wash it out, really.
Yeah. But yeah, it's in pretty good condition. There's nothing too untoward anywhere, is there?
No, nothing I could see. There's a little bit of corrosion on this back sort of bracket section. Same on this side.
That is just a little bracket thing though, isn't it?
It looks like it's just a little brace onto the subframe.
Right, okay. And you'll neutralise that, will you?
I'll give it a clean today, and then I can get some rust converter sort of over that and let that dry overnight, and then tomorrow we can come and get the Waxoyl on.
Okay, perfect. And that is just that little bit there. And it's still surface corrosion, even though it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Obviously, it started to pull the paint away from it, but
Yeah.
it's solid. It's not.
It's not frilly at all, is it?
Covers off the back, lower arms.
And that. That's excellent. It's actually in remarkably good nick.
Yeah, underneath those arms, the covers. So the covers have done their job.
Cobwebs under there.
Say that again, sir?
So the cobwebs under there.
Yeah. I don't know if those arches have ever been out, have they?
Just a
All
little
the
bit.
fixings are there, all the condition.
We got them all off without breaking anything yet?
Yeah, there's only one that was already damaged. Now, clean as much as we can, degrease as much as we can. Get it all dried up. Start getting the Waxoyl on.
Okay.
Got a lot of aluminium sort of arms, hub assemblies that
Yeah.
don't necessarily need the Waxoyl on there.
Go for it anyway.
Let's get down there, yeah?
Yeah. There's no point in sparing it. I mean, you know, they don't rust per se, but they still do.
Slightly
They
different
corrode.
times.
Yeah.
With that in mind, then I will aim to get it everywhere.
I don't. You know. Yeah.
I probably won't put it over the exhaust heat shield, just because the exhaust will get hot.
Just cook it off. Yeah.
So all sort of the body, the sides, the back of the gearbox. Do you want me to do the engine?
If it isn't going to do any harm, it's.
Well, what I can do is put a clear wax on there,
Yeah.
so it won't be as thick as the Waxoyl,
Yeah.
but you'll still have an element of wax over the engine sort of gearbox assembly.
Perfect.
Yeah, Waxoyl on the front, subframe. And I think again, just be a little bit careful about getting the Waxoyl up there, obviously over the belt.
Yeah. Yeah. Avoid the belts and stuff. But other than that, yeah. Excellent job. Excellent job. Really pleased with the way that's come out. Is that the alarm?
Siren, yeah.
Yeah, it looks like it. So your next process now, you got all the covers off, put the wheels back on.
Wheels back on, drive it outside, get it jacked up on some axle stands.
Okay.
So we'll lift it off the floor, take the wheels back off, and then we'll full jet washing in the arches, all the underside, all around the back suspension, and then back on the ramp. Need to dry it off, blow as much of the moisture out as we can.
Yeah.
Places like this, the moisture's going to sit in the bottom.
Yeah.
Try and push as much of that out as we can, just so we're not laying wax oil over the top of moisture, any sort of puddles.
Okay.
Blow as much as we can out the connectors.
Right. Well, stage 1 complete then.
Stage 1 done.
Excellent. Well done.
Rinse the worst off, and I'll get some dry degreaser in there.
So it's not just the jet wash then, you degrease, you make sure that you clean all the surfaces,
Yeah.
ready for the wax to get a really good lock on, yeah?
Exactly that.
Excellent. So morning Brad, this is day 2 and here we see the car. We've just turned the space heater off because that was very noisy. So you were just saying the car drip dried and you blew it off last night, and I see you've started masking it up.
Yeah, so blown most of the moisture off, let it dry, got the fans under there just to help pull away that moisture. And then I went around with the rust converter and the steel components. So around the shock, anti-roll bar, lower arm.
Oh, is this coated, is it?
Yeah.
Right, excellent, okay.
See some slight discolouring down the subframe where a bit of the white's coming through.
What's the oh, that's the reaction, is it? So it's black when it's gone on and it's just there's nothing there, and the conversion process gives it a crystalline white appearance. Yeah?
And this morning just gone round masking up the brakes, calipers and a couple of the little connectors.
Yeah,
so we
I see.
cover the plug in Waxoyl.
Excellent, excellent. So here it is, all super clean underneath and ready for its treatment. There's a lot to this, isn't it? You know, it's a process and a half, really, isn't it?
I think it is
almost overlooked how much work needs to go into it.
Yeah.
Just to clean it, to dry it, and then obviously treat
It's
it.
the prep, as in any sort of application of a surface coating. It's always the prep that determines how good the outcome is, whatever. I mean, that's not just from an appearance point of view. That is obviously from in this case, an effectiveness point of view. If you don't get it right in the first place and you just put the Waxoyl over muddy deposits, obviously it's not doing anything at all.
Contact with the metal, so
No.
not receiving any of the benefit.
And the mud will just get moist underneath it and crack on. So what do you use? What's the rust proof that you use, and how is it applied? Is it a spray or is it something that you
An aerosol
apply?
spray can. And then we
Right,
just go
okay.
around, working our way around, covering as much as we can. Then so we'll give it a few.
And where that rust converter lands on bare metal, it protects that bare metal from rust in future as well, does it?
Yeah, so the converter itself has an element of epoxy in there. So
Right.
as that's drying, it's obviously leaving that epoxy layer over. So any, for lack of a better word, any overspray is not going to cause any harm.
And in fact, it's going to seal the steel from...
If anything, it's a benefit to have
Yeah.
a bit of overspray there.
Excellent, excellent. No, really good. So what's the next step in the process then, Brad?
Next step is heat Waxoyl up, get that to temperature,
Okay.
and then I'll get the mat down and we can start getting the Waxoyl in there.
So what does the Waxoyl look like when it arrives before you heat it up then? It's not something I was aware you actually had to... I mean, thinking about it makes perfect sense. It's a wax, isn't it? So. Okay.
So you buy it.
And is that a liquid in there? Or is it just a very thick liquid?
So it is quite waxy in itself now. And obviously as that dries up, cools down, turns more into sort of a beeswax, hard wax.
Okay.
But obviously with that sort of element in there that keeps it soft enough to heal. So just heating up the water there.
Oh, right, this is your heating equipment here. Okay, with you. Taking it off the exhaust, eh, or getting as much off the exhaust as you can? I guess that'll just burn off on the way home anyway, won't it?
Well, it'll just drip off, it just stink.
Yeah.
Work to get off that. Just heating up over wax. Do the engine gearbox.
Oh, you've got a different wax for that, have you? So you use a different type of wax on the engine and gearbox then, do you, Brad?
Yeah, so that built amber wax is much thinner, so it's not going to go on half as thick as the Waxoyl.
Right.
Because obviously the engine is a lot of aluminium, and I'm not necessarily looking for that protection in terms of protecting the steel, but just preventing against sort of the alley corrosion that does build up the dust.
Excellent.
So some mechanic 20 years from now will find that nuts and bolts come nicely undone, and he'll thank you for that.
There's nothing worse than coming to nuts and bolts that are seized and corroded.
What's that, like a traffic film remover or?
Citrus cleaner, so same idea, just not quite as strong.
Yeah.
So it'll help break down the dirt, any sort of oils and greases, but it's not necessarily an acid, so it's not going to burn in or discolour anything.
This really reflects the care and attention that's given to the aesthetics of the operation. This isn't purely about rust proofing, this is about improving the appearance and aesthetics of the vehicle as well, yeah?
Yeah, as much as we're trying to make it obviously protected, keep it alive for the future, I do like it to look presentable. So I'd never sort of just put black over something that didn't need to be black.
Yeah.
It feels unnecessary, customer doesn't need it.
So it really makes it the perfect tie-in between your operation as SubZero, which is very much focused. You can undertake restoration work, for example, and stuff like that. But your tie-in with Pyramid Car Care means that if somebody is looking for that concourse appearance vehicle, you're the place to come to get that vehicle protected, cleaned, either prior to any work being done or after work's been done, and you know, to make it look its very best.
Yeah, exactly that. So we have a lot of customers that will come and have my process.
Yeah.
So we'll go for a full ice blast underneath, then we'll get it treated and coated, and then the guys will have it for a full detailing, they'll polish it, and then maybe give it a ceramic coat or PPF. So the customer turns up in what could be called dirty car,
Yeah.
and fully cleaned underneath, fully cleaned on the outside, and they get it back looking almost brand new.
And it's both protected,
Protected at the same time.
underside and on top.
So yeah, the guys, whether they go for the ceramic or the PPF, it will add an element of protection there for the paintwork.
Excellent. How much love are we talking about?
We'll let them do a paint depth reading first, and then that'll give us an idea if anything's been painted or played with. But you can see underneath the spots you've got quite a lot of
Yeah, there's some stone chips and bits and pieces. And
few extras and things like that. It's going to lap it. Pretty good.
what would you expect on a...
Around there.
It varies from manufacturer to manufacturer really, but 120 to 140 is pretty normal.
Okay.
All depends on.
I'm going to leave you with the guys. Just pop over when you're done.
Yeah. Okay, lovely. All right, thank you very much.
The same one Dan used for doing his head top. A little pig.
Door's been painted. All right. Okay. Is that paint thicker then? Is that what it's telling you?
Yeah. Just that door, is it?
It seems to be the top half of it as well, because the bottom didn't ping like that, did it?
You can see it in the texture of the paint. So this one's a little bit more flat. You get close to this one, you can see
A little bit orange peely, yeah.
got a bit of a dry spot on it.
Something that'll correct out, or?
We'd be able to flatten it.
Yeah.
You'd never be able to get it to match as such from a texture point of view, unless we to sort of wet sand the whole car and polish.
So, yeah.
So my name's Rye, I'm the owner of Pyramid Car Care here in Worcester and also SubZero Clean. And yeah, we do a bit of everything really. We have paint protection, paint correction, under chassis cleaning, under chassis restoration, under chassis protection, paint protection films, vinyl wraps, anything car related, we do it here or at least facilitate it. So the CLS63, it's had our jet wash and under chassis protection. And then we just got it in the detailing bay here to give us an idea of what the paintwork's looking like. So paintwork inspection has showed that the door has had a little bit of paint to be expected on a car this age really. Looking around it, it all looks very tidy. The nice thing with it being mostly original is we'll do a really good job when we get the polishers out of getting rid of all of this swirl marking and scratching. And this is just from years of the car being washed. And there's a few sort of bird etchings that have gone in, sort of namely there, I've noticed. Yeah. But all of that is in the lacquer, so that is everything that can be polished out. There's a good amount of paint on there, so the paint depth report shows about a 120 to 140. 120 microns, as a fun fact, is about the thickness of a 20-pound plastic note. And that includes your base coat, your colour and your clear. Your clear will be around 60 microns thick. When we do a paint restoration like we would do on this, so a dual stage machine polish, we take probably 3 to 4 microns away maximum. And then obviously we put our ceramic coating on. That goes down over all the paintwork and then protects it for years to come. We could also obviously apply paint protection film. That would get it to a point where we would infill every scratch, every imperfection, and give yourself another 200 micron layer of thickness to protect it from stone chips and things like that. But again, cost comes into play.
Pattern cut, or you can cut bespoke to vehicles.
Absolutely, yeah. So we've got a few cars in here. I mean, Range Rover just behind us there. That's had a satin paint protection film. So that's a glossy car like yours when it came through the door. The satin goes on and gives it a bit more of a stealthy look. All self-healing as well, so you can scratch it, a little bit of heat from the sun or even heat from the engine on a bonnet, and it goes back to brand new and restored. So yeah, really, really good product. Ceramic coatings are also great though. Ceramic coatings, we have to do the paint correction first, so get the paint looking as good as we can. The ceramic coating then goes on and gives it that extra sort of 5% boost in gloss, but also protects it from things like the bird poo. Makes it much easier to clean, so there's less chance of inflicting swirls and scratches into the paint. Super hydrophobic, so you spray it with water and it just beads off and goes everywhere. And you go longer between washes, so I think there's a bit of a mix-up between ceramic coatings and PPF. People think they're sort of the same, they do the same thing. They don't. PPF's very much more scratch resistant and stone chip resistant. Ceramic coatings make it much easier to clean and chemical resistant. So two very different products and at two very different price points as well. So typically if we were doing a paint, or what we class as our used car transformation, which is 2 stages of machine polishing with ceramic coating, you're around $850. If we were to fully PPF the car, you'd be about $4,500 to $5,000. Again, lifetime warranty on both products, as long as we see it back once a year.
Okay. And the once a year visit, what's involved in that?
So it's a full chemical decontamination, so it's £80, and we effectively wash the car, so get it nice and clean. We use then 3 or 4 different products, such as fallout removers, tar and glue removers, citrus washes, and basically decontaminate anything that's stuck to the surface of the car over that 12-month period and reset your protection. So we'll reset your ceramic coating back to brand new. Same with the paint protection film, it resets it, restores all the hydrophobic water behaviour and keeps it looking great for another 12 months. And as long as you come back every 12 months, we warrant that for the lifetime of your ownership against cracking, peeling, delamination, all those things like that. So.
Okay.
And colour change is also another option as well. So we've just developed our own paint protection film line, which we've now got 84 colours launching, so we can transform the look of the car by changing the colour and give you the paint protection benefits in one foul swoop. So.
Okay, excellent. And the verdict on this then is it could do with a bit of paint correction.
Yeah, for sure. So it's not bad by any means. It's a lot of what we call love marks.
Yeah.
So years of washing,
yeah.
Bits of grit and stuff in your wash mitt creates these little marks here. There's a bit of pitting in sort of where things have been left on the paint, so it could be sort of acid rains, chemicals from car washes, things like that, and you've got these sort of little white spots. All that we can remove with machine polishing and get that back to glass. It would look perfect.
Okay.
Obviously there are stone chips to be expected again.
With the stone chips when you're doing paint correction?
So I'm controversial with stone chips. A lot of people would touch them in. I think touching them in still draws your eye to them. My suggestion, if you don't want a stone chip on your car, is to get it resprayed, put paint protection film on it to stop it happening again. I understand that not everybody wants to do that, but what we do is effectively fill them and touch them in with paint. We sand them level and then polish back as part of the polishing process.
Yeah.
It's never 100%. You're always still going to see it. So perfection needs repainting, whole panel.
Yeah, but if we want to keep it original,
if you want to keep it original,
touch it in and face facts, it's a 13-year-old car. And
yeah, exactly that.
It's got some stone chips in its history.
Exactly that. A lot of people want to keep that sort of honesty about the cars. I think it's probably the best word. And an honest car is one that has got stone chips.
I tend to find it with the likes of Porsche and such like, nobody likes paint in a panel. Even if it's damaged, they'd rather have the damage and you be able to see what the damage was
100%.
than paint it. And
another trick we can do is with the paint protection film, is the paint protection film with how thick it is, it's about the same thickness as your sort of paint, but your base clear and colour. Base clear and colour. We would install the film over the top of these chips, and as the water from the application sort of sinks and dries out, the PPF almost fills the chip in, so it gives you a nice flat finish.
Yeah.
Over the top of that then we use the tiniest amount of paint over the top of the PPF and effectively fill it. Much neater way of doing it in my opinion. If you were to chip repair it and then PPF over the top, any indiscrepancy where the paint sort of sits proud of the surface creates an air gap, and the PPF then highlights it even more. So if we were PPFing it, we wouldn't touch it in. It would either be a respray or we'd go over the top and then touch it in on top of the film. But so many different things we can do. Paintwork wise as well, we facilitate all of that here.
Do you do any sort of vulnerable areas sort of PPF? So rather than PPF the entire car,
For sure.
you just do, you know, the bonnet and grille would be the obvious.
Yeah, absolutely. So front end package is sort of our entry point into PPF, which is bonnet, front bumper, wings. So whole front end of the car in the most stone chip prone area. That's around £1,400 including the VAT. We then have a track pack, which is where we extend the front end up the A-pillars, across the front edge of the roof, down the side skirts and up the back arch. That's by far the most stone chip prone area of the car. Full car is there then for people who want total peace of mind, protection against car part dings, things like that. But realistically, yeah, track pack is all you need if it's stone chips that you're worried about.
And the track pack comes in at
About 2,000.
Okay.
Yeah.
So another 600 on top of what you're paying for the basic.
So certain models as well will do headlights. Mercedes, as a general rule, we won't PPF them because they have a UV coating on from factory. Right. The PPF can affect the UV coating when you take it off potentially in a few years' time. We do the wing mirrors in with that as well, side skirt, and then up the back arch. So anything sort of low down that the wheels are going to flick stones up into and go from there. But
it's been a pleasure being here and seeing what you do. My biggest concern with this was protecting the other side.
100%. 100%.
Having them look pretty is sort of fine line.
The ice blasting is a great thing to do on something like your Porsche out there, where it's going to concourse events and it's being looked at underneath. When you just want protection and clean, then the jet wash and the Waxoyl and things like that are perfectly fine, and they do a great job. The same with paintwork. You can go all out and go full PPF, full custom install, and spend 10 or £12,000. Realistically, for most people, you don't need it, unless obviously you want to change the look and go a bit drug dealer.
Can't imagine why I want to do that, but I get you what you're saying.
It's a mean looking thing. As with this would look good in stealth. It would look good in the satin.
Matte black, stealthy wrap, drug dealer chic. Absolutely not. Filthy talk. And we'll just quietly pretend that conversation never happened. Katie's dramatic enough without trying to look like she's on a watch list. And besides, we're very much about originality around here. On a more sensible note, a huge thanks to Rye and everyone here at Pyramid Car Care and to SubZero Clean as well. This is one of those places where people genuinely care about doing things properly, and it shows in the results. And a special thanks to Brad, senior technician at SubZero Clean, who actually carried out the work on the car. That attention to detail and care really matters with jobs like this. This sort of work isn't cheap, but nothing worth doing properly ever is. What you're paying for here is experience, attention to detail, and the confidence that the job's been done once and done right. We'll be back later in the year to get Katie prepped for the showing season, when she'll get the polish and finishing work that Roy talked about. But for now, the important stuff is done. The unglamorous behind-the-scenes work that actually keeps a car like this alive. And while I'm saying all of that, the cars you're seeing on screen are all customer cars. Just a small sample of the sort of metal that passes through here day to day. I'm already looking forward to seeing what turns up next time we're back. So I thought I'd leave you with a reminder of what this car is really all about. A short run up Winnets Pass from last October, better roads, better weather, and a V8 doing what it does best. Consider it a promise of what's to come once winter finally lets go.